of all, thanks everybody for being here today, and it's an exciting time. Another exciting team. I think just as last year's team was unique and different to any team we've ever had here, I think this year's team will be different in its own way. I think we'll be good, but certainly it'll be different a little bit, and that's what coaching's all about, is adapting and getting ready for a new team and a new season. Obviously excited about the coming plans for the renovation of the hump and what that entails. And again, I think both of our programs are excited about it, very deserving, and look forward to what those renovations look like in the coming months and years. You know, getting into this year's team, obviously you got one starter back, and you know, that's the first thing that jumps out about our team. But we do have 4 seniors, and that's a great place to start. And I love my seniors. I just think that you know, all of them have been in big moments. They've been in big games. They understand what it takes to win at this level, and so I think that's a great place to start. On the flip side, I really love my freshmen. I love Jessica and Zaria, what they bring to the table. They're just great kids, work extremely hard, trying to get better, are getting better every day, and just really thrilled with them, and they've worked extremely hard. Obviously, Maya having a redshirt year, being in the program a year, and being able to come in and play this year with Jazz, got really good chance to have a really good point guard play. Jazz has been what I've expected and probably then some. She's been spectacular, I think. She had a 12-to-1 assist-to-turnover ratio the other night in maroon white against the guys. I think she only had 1 turnover in our scrimmage the other day. So she just she understands and has gotten it a long time ago, not just here lately. The understanding of taking care of the ball. And again, you've got to have great point guard play and point guards that value the ball, and so I really feel good about that position. Jordan can actually swing there if I need her to, because she played that in high school, and so we could easily go with some guards, with some pretty quick athletic guards that maybe be a little small, but heck, y'all, we were really small last year. I was concerned last year starting Morgan at 4 foot whatever. You know, Blair at 5'5", Rowe at 5'6", and Tori at 6 foot tall at the 4. So that worked out pretty good for us. So maybe I need to look at those types of lineups more often. But just you know, excited about them. Chloe and Bree have really come on here. Chloe had a great summer. Bree's had a great week and a half now of practice as sophomores, and we're going to need those sophomores to play. And I think that's the thing about this team. Those sophomores have got to play, and my freshmen have got to play, and we've got to get them ready as coaches today. I don't have time really for them to you know, take their time, or we can't take. We've got to get those kids ready, because they're Zara and Jess are both going to have to play for us and play right away, and be productive. So it's exciting. I think we'll have some depth. Our depth will be very young. You know, I think that's the challenge with this team. We've got seniors, and we've got freshmen, and we've got some inexperience at sophomore, but we have no junior class. And so, unless you want to count Zion, who's a redshirt junior there, but this is her 4th year. So it's an interesting dynamic with our team, but I'm excited about them. They've, you know, I'll say this: we've got a long way to go. We've got a lot of work to do. We are a long way from being a finished product, and you know what? We're supposed to be. When you lose, we've lost 8 seniors in 2 years, and again, I think that speaks where people have us preseason, where our rankings are. I think that speaks volumes about the kids that we still have here that have been in our program that are now ready to step up and play, as well as I think that speaks volumes to our recruiting and what people across the country, how they feel about our recruiting class. And so, you know, obviously we've got a couple kids that transferred that are sitting out right now. I information on them, and so we can get that out of the way right now. I have no idea about them other than they're not clear right now.
All right, we'll take questions. If you'll please raise your hand and we'll get you a microphone.
You know, you've called Tierra your aircraft carrier before.
Yeah.
Like, what a luxury having a senior, one more year with her. How does that kind of, just what's that like?
Well, anytime you can have a kid back that averaged 20 points and 18 rebounds a game in the NCAA tournament, you know, that's some pretty astounding numbers, y'all. I know we've had some great players here over the course of the history of this program, but I would venture to say not one of them had those gaudy numbers as she's had, the 29 double-doubles a year ago out of 39 games, the averaging 18 and 14 in the league. I mean, she is really, you know, has impacted our program, impacted our team, and obviously this year, you know, I probably need to make sure she's getting plenty of touches. You know, quite honestly, we probably, you know, need to really have her get plenty of touches every night and give her a chance to do what she can do, because she is one of the elite players in the country by far and can affect the game on both ends. And I think getting her to continue to compete and play at that level is our challenge as a coaching staff. Night in, night out, day in, day out. She's a senior. She's coming off being an All-American. It's time to live that every day.
We'll go back here, Dan.
You talked a lot about Jordan and her ability to create her own shot, and as we've seen, she can pretty much get to any spot on the court when she wants to get to it. In terms of finishing, though, it's almost been like, forgive my honesty, how could she get so close and not make that shot?
Right.
So how does she need to parlay the ability to get to a spot but hit that shot when she gets there?
Yeah, I think that's the challenge. Again, nothing's different today than last week, last year. She's still getting to her spots when she wants to and how she wants to. And the challenge for her and the challenge for us is, you know, we got to get her where she can finish. And again, boy, you talk about an explosive, athletic guard. She is really all of that and then some. And so we've got to do a good job, continue to develop her, and continue to want from her. I mean, you know, I tell several of them every day, I just need more. You know, we've had people in front of you, in front of you, in front of you. Well, now this is your time. It's time for you to produce. This is your moment. This is it. And so we need more. I need more, and I need it better. And you know, I wish I had plenty of time. We could play a bunch of three-name directional schools and figure it out, but we don't. I mean, we're opening. You know, we got to go to. We open here at home against a good Southeast Missouri team, and then we go to Virginia, ACC on the road, game 2, boom. And so we've got, as y'all know, we got to go to Texas, to Oregon, to Washington. We got Marquette, the Big East champion, with 5 starters back here at home. There's no time. I mean, and that's why I say we've got to get these kids on the fast track and get them ready. But you know, Jordan impacts our team either way.
We'll go Danny P. and then we'll go back to Tom in the back.
Coach, I'm assuming Chloe may be one of those players that you're talking about, but she got some experience last year, and you mentioned she had a great summer. I don't know how much you anticipated her playing last year, but how much is that going to help her coming into this season? Yeah,
I mean, I think it's a tremendous benefit to her, and was really pleased. Her summer was as good as anybody's on the team, and then I thought she went, you know, on the tour with us and played really well. Was our most consistent player, so I need her to be better. You know, I need her to be good because she's got to play, and you know, that's a kid that I think wants to be good, and so it's just you know, with some of these some of our players, it's just showing them. I think film is really a wonderful thing. Number one, the film doesn't lie, and number two, they can see exactly what we're talking about. Whether it's, hey, you think you're playing hard, but now look at it and tell me, do you think you're really playing that hard? And then, understanding positioning and where you're supposed to be, help side defense, whose rotation is it, understanding screening angles, all those things I just think are great teaching tools. And so I think with these kids, especially our young ones, we've got to really use that to our advantage.
Goes back to Tom.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, Tom.
Speaking of that small ball lineup you played last year, Torrey at the 4 a lot. Now this year you bring in Anriel. Besides the rebounding, which is the obvious, what are some things offensively that Anriel does at the 4 spot that maybe change up a little bit this year compared to Torrey last year?
Yeah, well, the first thing is exactly what you said, the rebounding piece. Anriel's motor is on all the time, and it's on high. And smiling, I just love the kid. What a great young lady, and energy. She brings it every day. But I think the first thing she brings that's different from Tori is the rebounding piece. I just think she's got a nose for the ball, and that's one of the things that she's really, really good at. I think she's a great float in our press. She understands it. She's got good quickness, and I think she's really good in that regard. Her mid-range game is really good. I mean, her 15-footer, Tori had a great 15-footer, so I don't think we lose anything there. I think their face-up game is really, really good there. We continue to work with her on her perimeter game from 15 out. She's got a beautiful shot. We've really worked hard on extending her range, and I think she's comfortable extending her range. So that may be where she's a little different, is that 18 to 22-foot range. I could even go to 30 with Tori. But, how hard she plays extremely hard, rebounds it extremely hard, great understanding of the game, and just a great teammate. I mean, again, her work ethic, the energy she brings to a practice, really special.
Tom, we'll go once, then we'll come back here to Adam.
You mentioned at SEC Media Days that about the perimeter shooting, losing 3 players that shot 40% from beyond the arc. Going back to the front court, how much, you mentioned the amount of touches you may have to get Tierra early on, but how much are you going to have to rely on that 15-foot in-game as shooters start to develop from the outside?
Yeah, I don't think we're void of shooters. I certainly think Zaria and Chloe provide that. Anriel has shown that she can do that, and so I don't think we're necessarily void of that. But I also think too that we're really good off the bounce, and we can get to that mid-range game where we can be really effective. And then my job's got to be, I got to make sure I have Tierra and Anriel in a position where they can clean up our mess. We may have to run some different stuff than we've run, say, in the past couple years, so that I have both of them in a position where they can do what they do best, which is offensive rebound. And so, you've got a big guard in Zaria who should be a good offensive rebounder. Jordan is a tremendous offensive rebounder and an explosive rebounder. I would say Jordan and Anriel are explosive. T is tall, big, hard to get around, but those two are explosive when it comes to rebounding. Bramber is a smart, tough slasher type player that can go get you some offensive boards. So we may be, again, different teams. We may be a team that shoots it, goes and gets it. I think our identity is still out there. That's the answer I can give you today. I'm not sure what our identity is right now. I think we've got kids that can knock down shots. At the same time, I just think our identity is still to be determined.
Back here to the left, Adam.
You mentioned Zion before. The fact that you've lost some players, you've lost some depth, that maybe pushes her up pecking order a little bit, especially if T's going to, we hope not, but get in foul trouble. So how does her role change or look different from last season?
So Zion, I think, is in the same place she is today that she was 2 months ago, 3 months ago. She's really improved. She would be, her and Jessica both are going to be, Jessica's going to play 2 positions, 4 and 5. Zion is really come on, and she's going to be a really good, she's going to be a great player for us as far as being able to play at 5. if T happens to need a blow or gets in foul trouble. So I'm really pleased with Zion. I think she's matured both mentally and physically, and that's why you redshirt kids. And it's becoming more and more apparent to me that maybe that was, she's really benefiting from that. And so, been really pleased with her again, on and off the court. I think she's doing really well academically, and again, I've been pleased with her development as a basketball player. She's long. She gets her hands on a lot of shots, rebounds it. And so my thing for her now is going to be let's get in the best shape you've ever been in, so that you can get up and down the floor more than 2-3 times without having to come out.
We'll go front right to Logan.
There's a certain intensity you like for your defense to play at. How have these newcomers sort of embraced that end of the court?
Yeah, it's a struggle right now. I don't think we can guard anybody right now, to be honest with you. But again, it's November 1st, so we're just not very good right now defensively. And there's probably a lot of teams across the country that'll say that. And last year's team with 4 senior guards that got it, knew it, a little different, but we're struggling right now defensively. We're working really hard on it every day, because I do think this team's going to be more in line with some of the teams we've had in the past, where we're going to have to beat some folks 66-60 and 60-58 and that kind of thing. And we're going to have to learn to lock down. Tiara's got to become more active. She's still not where I want her to be with this group defensively. If you're going to be the defending National Player of the Year defensively, you need to go out and get it again, and she's got to get more active and do some things to help her teammates, because this team right now, trust me, we're a work in progress on that end.
You've mentioned Briamber a couple times. Last season, she might have been the prime example of playing behind people and not getting a chance. But like other players in the past, this is her opportunity. So how have you noticed maybe more of a mental maturation, in the sense that there are fewer players ahead of me, and this is my chance to shine?
Well, she's in competition with 2 or 3 kids right now. I mean, I think our depth is as good as it's been in a couple years. Last year we could only go 7, maybe 8 deep, and we had 1 sub at 3 different positions for 3 positions, and then we had 1 and 1. So, I think right now we're going to go with this team. Right now we could easily go 10. Right now, no problem. And so, really 10 or 11, to be honest with you. And so we're, for Bree, she just really played well the other day in our scrimmage, and I was really pleased with her. Shot, she shot it well, defended, rebounded. I think she was 9 on 9 from the free throw line. So, she just did a good job, and I think she's kind of starting to figure some things out, and that's good, because when I recruited that kid, I recruited her thinking she could be our toughness player. She could be our defensive player. She could be our hustle kid. And the kid last year, not many know, but she had reconstructive shoulder surgery coming out of high school, and sometimes it takes a while before you get that confidence back, and you feel like before you can ding it, hit it, bump it, and know that I'm okay. And so I think right now she's look, if you saw her right now, she's got a bloodied eye, black eye, and she's out there practicing every day like no problem.
She got that in practice for the scrimmage, or?
Yeah, was it in maroon and white, or maybe yeah, it was in our maroon and white scrimmage that she got it.
Come down here to the front to Robbie.
Already mentioned Andy and Promise. You don't know anything about them. How do you utilize them in practice with that unknown? And where is Andy in regards to some of those other guards?
Yeah, well, she obviously shot it well in the maroon and white game, and they practice with the men's practice team right now. That's where they're at, and I gotta get the ones that are clear and are ready, I gotta get them ready. And as soon as these others fall into place, then we'll get them ready. But they're working hard every day. Andy and Riel are probably my two most consistent kids day in and day out. I mean, they bring it every day. They work extremely hard. They got great attitudes. They're smiling. I just think consistent effort-wise and consistent everyday demeanor, they are really pros. And I love that about them. And you got to have kids like that. You got to have the Dominiques, the Kateras that just every day brought it. Blair, Rowe, Torrey, Mo, those four brought it every day their senior year. And really even before that. And so I think that it's important that you have, because not every day's a perfect day, y'all. Y'all have good days and bad, and these kids with everything they have to do academically, the demands on them, for a young person, every day's not peaches and cream. And so, but I think those two, I can't think of a bad day, that they've had.
Go to the front right. I'm sorry. Go to the front.
Hi. What are some of the mental transitions that you really want to see your team improve on, especially with Chloe and Zion?
Mentally, I just think it's a toughness thing right now. I think it's understanding how hard you got to play and then going and playing that hard. And for a lot of what we do and how we do it, it is that mental toughness. It's understanding that, you've got a lot more than you think you do. And you've got a lot more to give than you think you do. And for young people, especially young players, freshmen, that's no different than any other freshman that's come in. They learn. They will learn that there is so much more in the tank and so much more that they can do, and it's our job to kind of help that along and show them as fast as we possibly can. And because a lot of times they're so skilled, that's the piece that keeps them, that holds them back a little bit. And the faster they can figure that piece out and realize, hey, and I can play a lot harder, a lot longer. The faster that a young person figures that out, man, that's when they really just take off. And I think that separates your freshmen that have a chance to be freshman of the year in the league and your freshmen that are just trying to figure it out and getting through the season and that kind of thing.
Chloe served a lot of diverse roles last year. Is there something that you specifically want her to kind of strap down on and kind of get rolling for her?
Yeah, again, just taking care of the ball. I think she's a little lackadaisical with the ball, and so that's always a focal point. But trust me, I got 4 or 5 guards like that. And then I think she knows the defensive piece is really important, understanding what we want to do and how we want to do that defensively. And again, I got several like that. So I think for her, if we had to knock on 2 things, that would be it. She's been streaky shooting the ball. She's had days where she makes everything she's looking at, and then other days not so much. And so I think just that consistent piece. But the kid worked hard this summer. I mean, I was really pleased with her this summer. She was in the gym a lot, and her and Andy, they lived in there. And so when you're in the gym like that, you're gonna get better.
You talked about Andrea several times. You talked about her also in SEC Media Days. She didn't just come here to just, she came here to study too, but she came here with a purpose. She came here to get better. She came here to try to win a national championship.
Yeah.
How much do you hope that those driving factors are going to help her in the leadership role to help bring everybody else up too?
Yeah, I think that's really important. I think the kid's really got a goal, and give her credit. She's got a goal. She had an opportunity to go to a number of different places. She felt like this was the place where she could achieve that goal. Trust me, I wear that every day because I don't want to let her or her mother down. They trusted us to get that done, and I'm going to do everything I can. She's going to have to be obviously an active participant in that. But the kid averaged 12 and 12. She was a double-double machine a year ago, and has had some really big number games like Tierra. And so you know, the thing with this team is we may not shoot it as well as we did a year ago, but we're going to rebound it a whole lot better. And so I think, you know, that's where your trade-off is. I don't get too worried about, oh my gosh, she's not here, no. I get caught up in, hey, I got this one, and this one can do this, and this one can do that, and she's a little better at this than the one before. And so I get excited about what this team can do. It's my job to put them in a position where they can be successful. And like I said, we're going to rebound the ball a whole lot better, offensively and defensively. So if we're rebounding it better, we can get second chance points better. We can get out and run in transition better. I think we're, in some regards, faster and quicker in transition. And so we need to use that to our advantage. And so, you know, that's my challenge. Every team's different. And, man, to have two players like Tierra and Enriel that can do what they do is really, really cool.
Any other questions?
If I could just ask a follow-up on it. I don't want to boil it down to one leader because the team never has just one leader, but given what she has motivating her, and I would imagine too, playing professional basketball, how much do you want her to be the leader or be, you know, more of a leader on this team, even though she is in her first year?
Yeah, I think it'd be great. I think the thing you're asking though is for somebody who didn't get here until August. She's trying to get acclimated in a new system. She's trying to get acclimated to new teammates and get to know them, you know, on a personal note, what makes them tick, what makes them go, what motivates them. And so I think, you know, anytime you're new to an environment, you want to make sure you don't step on somebody's toes. And so she's done a great job, I think, of navigating those waters and getting to know her teammates. And like I said, she's very encouraging in practice. And again, I think she's contagious with her energy, with her attitude, with her presence. I think Enriel has a presence on the court. You know, I think Jazz has that right now at point. Jazz is just really doing a great job right now for us at point guard, but she's different. She's got a presence. She understands what I want and how I want it done. And she's let me coach her, and man, I'm really excited about, you know, both those kids, but Jazz at the point, I'm really excited about her because she's I think she's excited about her senior year and getting an opportunity to do what she's been doing for us, you know, behind Morgan for 3 years, but yet she wasn't really behind Morgan. She really accentuated, in my opinion. She gave us some things night in and night out that maybe sometimes Morgan couldn't give us. And so just really excited about her. And so Enriel, I think you just have to understand she's not been here that long, so she's still trying to find her way a little bit. She's in a new offensive system and a new defensive system. And so it takes time. Like I told y'all when we opened this up, we are a long way from a finished product or even close to that. We are not very good right now in defensively, but we're not supposed to be. Defensive chemistry is the last thing you get with a team. It's the last thing. And so we're a work in progress on that end, but again, I believe we'll get it, and this team will be fine defensively.
Just one more, I promise. I'll shut up.
You're good.
One player you haven't mentioned anything about is Nia. She's still on the roster.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
healthy. Okay. What would you expect or hope? That
You know, Nia's been hurt. She's had a stress fracture in her foot, so she hasn't practiced. And so I think just trying to get her healthy right now is our biggest concern. And you know, again, when I recruited that kid, that was somebody that I felt like had a big time high-rising jump shot, which you couldn't get to. So, you know, we just got to get her healthy right now.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
All right. Praise the Lord and go Dogs.